Hi chocolate friends, Carla here with Opening Chocolate. Today I was inspired to do a bar bits video by this bar from Bon Fiction, an Indian chocolate making company. And I was gifted this bar by my friend Rajani from Dwar Chocolate out of Michigan. This bar is very intriguing to me. So it's called a Federation of Odd, and it is odd because, take a look, it is a 55% dark vegan milk chocolate. So this is a vegan milk. It is not made with dairy, but it's also not made with soy, coconut, oat. I'm trying to think of other ones that I've had. It is made with, check out that list, see if I can get it to, oh, it's not going to work. It's made with watermelon seed. Watermelon seed flour is the substitute for the milk. Have you guys heard of this before? I had not. So that's why I was super interested in trying this bar. Let me first tell you a little bit about the botany behind watermelons, and then I'll tell you a little bit about where the idea for using watermelon seeds as a substitute came from. So watermelon is in the botanical family Cucurbitaceae. That's a mouthful. There's about 1,000 varieties. It's been interbred, and the type of fruit that it is a pepo, which is a fun thing to say. It originated in North Africa. They've found seeds there from like a 5,000-year-old archaeological site in North Africa. They believe originally because of its high water content. So in that area of the world, having high water content and being able to store and transport that water content was important. So that's why they believe it was first cultivated. So nowadays we can get seedless watermelons. That's because of breeding techniques that have removed the seeds from the flesh. But watermelon seeds are a common byproduct of the processing of watermelon to be included in other foods, drinks, things where you would include watermelon. You don't want the seeds in there. But recently, there has been an interest in reducing food waste and increasing the nutritional value in foods. So, I know, you guys, when you were young, right, you're sitting outside eating watermelons and you accidentally eat a seed and you're like, oh no, I ate a seed. And your friends are like, oh, well, you're going to grow a watermelon in your stomach now. Well, no, watermelon seeds are, designed is not the right word, but their whole part of their system is to pass through the digestive system of whatever ate them so that it would be excreted with natural fertilizer and be able to grow. So this interest came about because looking for alternate milks, but turns out that watermelon seeds are particularly high in proteins. And so there have been all these studies done recently about the content of the watermelon seed and its nutritional importance. Whether or not they can be in cakes, whether or not they can be in cookies, how they change the flavor, the cooking, all of that. There's been studies done on this. The three most common proteins that you find in the seeds are globulin, glutenin, and albumin. All of those can also be found in humans. Two of them are globulin and glutenin, are seed storage proteins. So they're there, basically, the function of a seed is to provide nutrition for the growing plant until it can photosynthesize and produce its own. So that's part of that. Albumin is an interesting one. It helps maintain cell osmotic pressure. It's also a transport protein. It binds to other things to move around the cell. So it's an interesting one, but also in humans and plants and quite common. So those are the three most common proteins, and it's pretty high in protein content. So if I show you, So here's a regular chocolate bar. This is a vanilla bar. Their protein content is 2 grams for this 2-ounce bar. The protein content of this bar, 55 grams. So this is a 60-gram bar. Sorry, I should use all the same measurements. So this is a 55-gram bar. In this one, it has 6.8 grams of protein. So it has a higher protein content. So when I came across this bar, I'm like, this is weird. I need to look this up. And I came across this recent paper where it had talked specifically about quality evaluation of using watermelon seed protein as a substitute for skim milk powder in chocolate, specifically in chocolate. Now, they made their chocolate in a weird way, so I'll just put, this was their chocolate formulation up here. These guys are not, Bomb Fiction is not making their chocolate with cocoa powder. So they're a bean to bar maker. I contacted Akil and asked him what inspired him to do this, to add this in chocolate, because I thought maybe he was working with these researchers because they're also from India. And he said no, he had been working at a kitchen and he had used watermelon seed flour as a base in curries. And it had a mild flavor and it went well with other flavor profiles and it just added a smooth texture to it. And so he said it took us 2 years to work on this, to figure it out, and then they launched at last year's Northwest Chocolate Festival. So this was just a thing that they decided to do because of the experience of using watermelon seed flour in other dishes, which is just amazing and interesting. So when you look this up online, you can buy watermelon seed flour online. You can go on Amazon and get it, or wherever you want to get it. But I thought it was super, super interesting, and I had not seen it before. So something new to me. I didn't do a tasting for this one because I don't know what their chocolate normally tastes like. So I don't want to compare, I don't want to make a judgment without being able to know what they normally do as chocolate makers. But it was interesting. Definitely did not taste like watermelon. The watermelon flour is said to have a mild flavor, said to be a little bit sweet, like you would expect coming from a watermelon. But this was definitely a very interesting bar. I'm curious to see where this goes, if this goes outside of them, if somebody else catches on and uses watermelon seed flour. It did increase the protein in the bar, which, you know, all those keto people are out there looking for high protein chocolate. So that was something interesting, but I just thought I would share that with you guys this week. This bar called A Federation of Odd. So I'm really excited to see what these guys, also the other things that they come out with. And I love their illustrations as well. So that's my bar bits for this week. Tell me, have you tried something with watermelon seed flour? Would you try it? Are you going to eat all your watermelon seeds now? I promise a watermelon will not grow in your stomach. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the section below, and I hope you will join us next time for more interesting things about chocolate and the world of craft chocolate. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.